Hello, welcome to Premier Scene. I'm Claire Bueno, where there is plenty of red carpet action here at the UK Premiere of Stratton, where we get to speak to Dominic Cooper, and we even get to speak to the legendary Tito Jackson.
I'm very well, thank you. I'm enjoying myself.
Well, it is. I was going to say, you can't not enjoy yourself when you're bringing an SBS operative to the big screen. It's something quite unique, isn't it, for us?
It is really. There haven't been much... I knew nothing about them, to be quite honest. So it's always the Navy SEALs who we find out about. The only bit of information I had on them was when I was playing Fleming some years ago, and I knew that he was very much part of the first idea or the concept behind having them. But to really understand what they do, and to have been given the opportunity to learn some of the extensive work and training that they go through, my mind, I was sort of blown away by it, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, I obviously did a tiny fraction of what they even consider, but and especially now, where the world in which we live in, and what those people who work in those services do for the protection of us, I think it's very important, and I feel privileged to have been allowed to play it.
And the writer of the novels, Duncan Falconer, was an operative himself. So did you work with him to build a backstory to your character, or did you have the freedom to build your own kind of...
Yeah, you always have to have the freedom to build your own idea of who this person is, but it's never not helpful to have the creator and the person who lived through that environment to know. So you'd constantly be referring to him. But we had some wonderful people on there as well who've been recently on the battlefield. So, and you just have to be. There's going to be a lot of people who'll be interested in this film who actually do that for a living and know when it's not real. So, I really wanted to make sure that everything I did looked genuine. And because if it's not genuine and if it's not real in those environments, you get killed. It's as simple as that. So, I loved the specificity and the adrenaline, but the focus of it, and accuracy, yeah.
This script's a real page turner, isn't it?
It certainly is. Yeah, have you read it?
I saw the film.
It's a lot of fun. I think it's very well written for an action movie. Really well sort of character driven as well. So it's not too much action, which is great. Which is what drew me to the script. It wasn't just sort of action after action. I felt a really good storyline as well.
And we've got a director that seems very much an actor's director, so did that sort of liberate you on set? Yeah,
massively. I felt like we had some time. It wasn't too rushed. Simon was very interested in working out who the characters were, sort of the motivations behind what they were doing. And sort of it was nice to have the time to discuss the character arcs as well, to work actually where we're from, where we're going, the interaction with the other characters. So yeah, Simon sort of was really interested in us being curious and sort of discovering who we are.
Because these stories are based on the books of Duncan Falconer, who was an SBS operative. I would imagine your responsibility as a director is to bring as much truth and authenticity to the big screen.
Yeah, and I spoke to Duncan at length, not just about the details in the book, but also about other anecdotes and stories that I could get from him. And he has a million of them, obviously, because he was in their force for years. And I actually put some of those in the film as well that weren't necessarily straight from the book. And I also spoke to contemporary operatives who are in the SBS now, so I could get a more up-to-date version, because the technology they use changes very quickly, and so I wanted to be as accurate as possible. And so everything in the film is based on things that have either the SBS have actually done, or is how they would operate if they were confronted by these obstacles.
And I mean, we get to see some great places around the globe, but I don't know, it almost feels the film's a love letter to London as well, because we get to see parts of London that we wouldn't normally see.
Yeah, I wanted to make the film based in London, and I wanted a British action hero, so even though it globetrots for a part of the story, which is what the SBS do, ultimately they all come home, and I wanted to see, how does this operative live when he's at home? What does one of these great action guys do when they're at home and they're not on a mission? So you do see parts of London that you wouldn't necessarily see, and also places when I was looking around to film, I would discover things that I said, why hasn't this been in a film, or why hasn't that been in a film? And most of my career has been in Hollywood, and so I coming back to London as a sort of tourist all the way, and saying, I've seen every British film I think of, but I've never seen this location. I've never seen it used in this way. So I tried to put things in this in an action film that you haven't seen of London before.
I can't not talk to you about the incredible cast that you've got in this film. I mean, we've got some real acting giants in this, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, I once I got Dominic in the film, he is such a great actor and a great character actor. He really attracts other good actors, so it's very easy to get other good actors. So I could build my ensemble, and people like Derek Jacobi, who I've always wanted to work with for years, and Connie Nielsen, and then two great young American actors, Austin Stoll and Tyler Hoechlin. It's a great group to put together, and so yeah, I'm very pleased with the actor.
Are you looking forward to this evening?
Yes, I am.
Are you a fan of the spy thriller?
Well, I'm learning everything about it. I came to see Dominic and see the beautiful movies, right? So I'm here.
And what brings you in London?
Well, my brothers and I, we were here last month, and we had a national tour of the UK. We did quite a bit of shows, including Glastonbury, and we were just here for Carfest and Blackpool. So I decided I should stay and check out the movie and do some promotions for my brand new single. I got a new album out. My first album with Jocelyn Brown is a single called When the Magic Happens. And she's singing with me, so I'm excited about that. And it's out this week, so that's a beautiful thing. And I'm having a big luncheon party in a few days on Thursday. So it's going to be fun.
And you've had such a lengthy career. What is it about the music that keeps you excited and keeps you creating?
Meeting beautiful people is number one thing. Getting to travel and just helping out in the world, giving messages to the world. All of that is very fun and important. So it keeps myself and my family moving, always going, and the world needs some love.
What an honour to meet you. Thank you, and best of luck with the new album and single. Thank you.